Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Kessler with Kessler Insurance, here today on behalf of Cheers for Charity New Hampshire. And as always, I am proud and excited to do this with my dear friend, Joanne Burchuk. Hey, Joanne.
Hi, Lisa. Always a pleasure to be here. I'm Joanne Burchuk. I'm with Lighthouse Physical Therapy and very excited about our next guest here today. So I would love to welcome Kevin Morris, and he is with Mandy's Angels Diabetic Service Dogs. And we thank you for joining us today, Kevin. And go ahead and introduce yourself and then tell us a little bit about the organization.
Well, my name's Kevin Morris. I live in Meredith, New Hampshire, Center Harbor, New Hampshire, actually. And 5 years ago, this February, my daughter Mandy passed away from diabetes. She was 42 years old, very sick all her life. She was a juvenile diabetic. But the last 5 years of her life, my other two daughters and I bought a Diabetic Alert Dog to help her to. And what the Diabetic Alert Dog does is he alerts her that she's going down, or if she's too high or too low in her sugars, before her body tells her. So he will tell her something's going on before anything bad happens, and she would have graham cracker or animal crackers and build up a little bit of her the sugars and stuff. So her last 5 years of her life was really her healthiest, if you can call it healthy. And when she did pass, we obviously were a very close family and still are. During the year, we grew up in around Lake Winnipesaukee. Our family has a cottage for 80 years, a family cottage on one of the islands. And so Winnipesaukee has been a major part of our life. So I asked my other two daughters that I've been saving money for when they need it. I asked them if I would like to do a boat touring business. And we threw some ideas around, and I said, maybe I can take some of the profits and get a Diabetic Alert Dog for a child. I said in New Hampshire, but it's really New England. So we looked and we found a boat. I didn't want to get a regular boat, like a regular pontoon boat, because there's an awful lot of that type of boat on the lake that does the same thing that I wanted to do. So I ended up buying a boat in state of Georgia, and it was a double-decker pontoon boat that holds 20 people, a stairway to a second deck that has a water slide, a private bathroom. It's really a boat to entertain in. And I started booking tours, and first year was pretty good. We ended up the first year, I was thinking that maybe I could make enough money to get a dog. The dogs are $19,000 to $25,000, depending on what training is needed and so on and so forth. I didn't have a nonprofit, so I took what I could out of the business. And with the help of my friends, I had a GoFund, and our mutual friend Paige. She was instrumental on passing the word around too. And we raised enough money to buy a dog in 2021 to a little girl in Exeter, New Hampshire. And then we started second dog. I would like to get one dog a year if I could. The second dog, and again, I stayed with the GoFund, but I realized that the GoFund is, if you have an emergency, if you have a death in the family, if your house burns down, that seems to be when you use a GoFund. I saw that I went back to the same people, and they helped me again. But I could see that doing it a third year in a row probably is abusing the system of GoFund. So we got a dog the second year to a little girl, and Keene, New Hampshire, a little 6-year-old girl. And the dog was delivered and doing fine. And now, as of September, I got my 501c3. I got the nonprofit, which is really going to help me quite a bit. But with some more GoFund and a little bit of that nonprofit starting late in the year, we managed to get another dog. And I was just informed yesterday, the dog is being trained by the Diabetic Alert Dogs of America in Las Vegas. That's a great organization. They sent the family getting the dog an update every Friday night for a whole year on what the dog was doing, what he was trained on scenting, on socialization. The training of the dog to sense the low sugars or the high sugars may be the easiest part of the training. It's the socialization of the dog where he can go out with you, you can go to church, you can go to the supermarket, you can go to school, and that's where a lot of training is. So this dog is going to be delivered on February 15th. And it's a wonderful family, and really happy. My daughters and I are going to go out there. We're going to meet the dog and the trainers at the airport, but then we're going to go over to the house and he'll be there for 2 days. I'll be there for 1 day to just watch. So that kind of is our story. And now with the 501c3, it's real. I mean, I've got something now that my mission is complete, that I know now I can get a dog a year, and it could end up being 2 dogs a year.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. Yeah. So, and the thing is, like right now, here it is, January 31st. I am just about booked out for weekends for 2024. And I do birthday parties, it's more like a birthday parties, anniversary parties, bachelor parties, bachelorette parties. So people get on the boat and they're in a good mood, and they get off the boat and they're in a good mood. I don't supply alcohol or food. I just drive the boat. They're welcome to bring their drinks and their food on the boat. And I do 4-hour tours. And the way it's working out now is I'll be able to contribute to Mandy's Angels Diabetic Service Dogs. That's the nonprofit. I should be able to give from the profits of the boat 50% of the dog costs. So it's going to be very, very doable to do this. It's kind of gratifying too, in memory of Mandy.
Oh, I love it. And, it's great that you've created this other business to help support your organization. And, hopefully we can get some other people also contributing, through this that will help grow this. How long does it take to train a service dog from, start to end, especially when you have to add in the specifics of the diabetics and understanding the sense that, they need to know?
Right. So when I called Diabetic Alert Dogs, I said, I have a 6-year-old boy. He may have been 5, but he will be 6 by the time he gets the dog. And they want to know how much he weighed. They'd like to know, they're very careful on, okay, is the dog going to stay healthy? Where is he going to live? Where is he going to exercise? Are the parents behind this? What kind of car do you drive? This dog really should be, not only will be the little boy's best friend, because all dogs are little kids' best friends, but he'll be like having a doctor with him at all times. And the parents of a diabetic child, and I know from experience, you're always worried. You don't know when they glow. You don't know when, all these things. This dog senses it, a chemical smell from the diabetic child. senses that chemical smell that there's something going on. Mandy's dog was only trained on a low, but Banksy, this is the new dog that's going to be delivered next month, has been trained on a high and a low, because low means you pass out or you need sugar, and highs is when a lot of times people don't realize it, but that's when the damage is done. That's when the kidneys and the heart and the liver are all affected. So it's a terrible disease, but this dog is a doctor, so it's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we feel lucky that we're able to do it. I'll be 78 in June, and keeps me. I'm not retired yet, so I stay pretty busy year round.
Yes, it sounds like you do.
Yeah, yeah.
That's great.
So,
How do you choose who gets a dog?
well, that's my weakness. No, because I have a hard time saying no.
Uh-huh.
If my phone rang 2 years ago, if my phone rang and someone said, "Hey, I live in Laconia, New Hampshire, and my little girl has diabetes," and immediately if I don't have a dog planned out or something, I said, "Well, let me see if I can help you." But how do they choose? Diabetic Alert Dogs of America has a questionnaire. It's about 3 pages, and it's not based on your income. It's based on, can you take care of a dog, and how old's your child, and are you suffering from the lows and the highs, and how long have you had diabetes? How much does he weigh? So they go through this very detailed questionnaire. So they actually make the decision and say, "Kevin, we can work with this family." So I don't come out with my emotion and say yes, like I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course you do. Yeah, you've been
Because
through all this. You know what they're going through, and you can empathize, and
yeah,
you just are out there wanting to help these little kids have a normal life and be safe, which is fantastic. I love
yeah.
what you're doing. It's really commendable.
Well, a lot of people. I don't. Again, in memory of Mandy, but
Mhm.
just helping. I mean, I have time in my job. I'm in the same business as our friend Paige, and we are manufacturers reps, and we basically concentrate on winter products, or I do, where the summers slow down. We're not working on the road like we would in December, January, February, and March. So I do have the time, and I love boating, and this is a really nice boat. This is a fun boat, but that's now just part of the thing. Now that we've got the nonprofit, last week I received a donation that I just ordered our 4th dog, so I'm on the way to a 4th dog, and he's a little boy from Temple, New Hampshire, and he's autistic and type 1. So he can't tell his parents when he's not feeling good. So again, she called me, and on the phone I said, "Oh my God, I'd love to help this child," but I had to call Diabetic Alert Dogs of America and say, I don't know how you train a dog on. They said, "Oh, we can do it. We may need a couple of extra months. We'll need some more dollars." So I called her up and said, once this dog is delivered, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Once this dog is delivered, I'll be 100% in charge of paying for the dog. And they had an application, sent it to Diabetic Alert Dogs of America. It was okayed. And so their dog will be ordered. I see dog number 3 delivered on the 15th of February. This dog will be ordered on the 16th of February. So we're
That's
going to
awesome.
work on that. It's going to take a little bit longer. They said maybe 2 more months because of it's autistic. So it's that's a nice story.
Yeah.
You know, helping, that's beyond the diabetes part, and just helping a little kid. And not also that, again, I keep on going back to my Mandy, her best friend, Milo. That's how it started. M&M Angel Services was Mandy and Milo.
Yep.
M&M Island Cruises was Mandy and Milo, but Milo became Mandy's best friend. Milo, even when Mandy was sick for weeks at a time, Milo went out to go to the bathroom, and that was it, and just laid by her, and they alerted her when she needed it. And it's just, it's really tremendous animals. So
That's wonderful. So anybody that is interested in helping to support this cause, it sounds like the name of the boat business that you're running, that where the proceeds are going to this organization, it's M&M Island Cruises?
Cruises,
Cruises.
M&M
Okay.
Island Cruises.
And do you have a website for that?
Well,
Or do people
I-
just reach out to you
I don't-
directly?
I don't, because I didn't want to confuse it with the IRS saying I take people for rides, and they may tip $100 to the dog fund, and then, but that would be money in and out every week, and it could be confusing. Where I said I give money once a year from what I collect
Mhm.
toward the dog fund. So M&M Island Cruises, if they went on that website, they would see all about the boat, all
Okay.
about the fun we have on the boat and stuff like that. And that is going to, again, I'm going to be doing, I hope, and I'm pretty sure I will be able to, very close to 50% of the cost of the dog. You know, it's this here, I don't know, that's my daughter Mandy and Milo, and
Nice.
that's M&M Angel Service Dogs was how we started the boat business and stuff like that. And
That's
people were
lovely.
very generous, and they still are, because I have pictures of Mandy and Milo on the boat, and I tell them that I'm not doing this business to retire. I don't need the money from the boat business to retire, but I pay for the expenses of the boat, and people help me with it, and we take people out, and everyone feels good at the end of the day. So, but then
Nothing
it's,
wrong with that. Having a
no, but
little fun and raising a little money at the same time. I think
yeah,
that's fantastic.
I sent Lisa over an email this morning of our letter that we sent out regarding the how we're asking profit.
Yeah.
Right now. But I was awarded the nonprofit. It's Mandy's Angels Diabetic Service Dogs Incorporated. And right now, people are sending me checks. It'll be written out to Mandy's Angels Diabetic Service Dogs, and they would send it to me, and I just deposited 100% of the money collected. 100% goes to the fund.
That is fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Kevin. My goodness, I love what you're doing. Helping those kids, live a better life, and what a great tribute to your daughter, Mandy.
Yeah.
Really, really fantastic.
Yeah,
It's
thank you so
a
much, Kevin. This has been a great story. We're so excited to share it.
yeah, and I have one thing I did forget, and I want to give her a lot of credit, is Erin from Chronicle, Channel 9 and Chronicle, on our first year, 2021 of our first, she ran a Chronicle on me, and the phone then lit up. I mean, I couldn't stop phone calls. A lot of people wanted to book a trip for 2 or 3 people, and I charged too much money. The boat costs too much money to do that. My sweet spot is like 13 to 18 people, where it makes sense. It's not too expensive. But Erin has been on my boat every year since. 2 years in her and a family in a personal way, and her Chronicle that she did on us was nominated for an Emmy. And she said, Kevin, it's unbelievable. We've been nominated. She says, don't get too excited because, you know, it's a very competitive thing. It's a New England nomination.
Mhm.
And we didn't get it, but she said just the fact that it was nominated, I felt good for her because it was like an emotional story. She did a really good job. She
Yeah.
she interviewed my daughter. She interviewed the dog trainer. She interviewed the little girl. And when she got to me, she knew exactly what she wanted from me, and that was the emotional part. And she got it. So
Yeah,
she's
good.
very good at it.
Awesome.
So it came out really good. It was a good story, but that kind of put me on the map, and it didn't cost me any advertising money. So it's kind of,
Fantastic.
yeah.
That's so good, Kevin. Well, we are so thrilled you're doing what we're doing. We are so thrilled that you took a little bit of time out of your schedule to share all that goodness with us. And we're excited to share that back out. And we look forward to just sort of following along with your journey and finding ways to be part of it. So thank you.
I can't thank you enough. I appreciate it.